All right, we are live here. I'm Daniel, and this is Design Your Life series, and we are on episode number 27 here. And I have the fortune today of having an awesome guest speaker on. Before that, I just want to welcome you all back. And just to introduce our guest speaker here, this is actually, so I was working my business very, very hard for several years, but I just was stuck at a point, and I just wasn't getting anywhere. But what happened was, my friend Kristjan Kristjansson, who I'm going to be interviewing here soon, moved to the UK, and we started working together. And he introduced me to a key element that you have to have success, and that is to have fun. And to give you a little bit of an understanding here, Kristjan has been in our business for many years, and has reached the top very quickly. And he was able to take many years off to be with his family. And then he decided to kind of get back and engage again, and that's when he moved to the UK. But to give you an example of how important this is, I once did an exhibition with Kristjan, and I was there. You know, we had a stand at this exhibition, and I was quite, serious, having a good time and so on. But I watched this guy walk around and just joke around with people wherever he went. And within 2 days, not only did he get way more contacts by just joking around with people, but none of them knew what he was doing. But then the next week we had an event on, and he had like 6-7 guests there that were all super interested in what we're doing, just without even having any idea what he was doing, just because of all the fun that he was having. So big welcome to you, Kristjan, here, and thank you so much for spending your time with us. And share with us.
Thank you so much for having me on the call.
And share with us a little bit more, any kind of, a little bit more about maybe your background, and also give us this insight of how much fun you're having and how that's so important.
Well, I've been in this industry now for just over 20 years, and my background was traditional business. I was running my own companies, had a discotheque and a restaurant and a salmon growing company. Was also working in the milk industry in Iceland, the sales and marketing department, and I just had my hands quite full. I wanted something different, so I was looking for something, but I didn't know what I was looking for. But thankfully, this business came to my attention, and I immediately grabbed onto it, and I don't look back ever since, because it's been an interesting journey. Has been a fantastic ride and a roller coaster ride at times, of course, but most informally, I just had tons of fun. I've just loved this business so much, and I've just enjoyed being part of it, because what happens when you start to build a business like this, you start to talk to people that you might have never seen before, or things like that. And those people, you start to work closely with them, because you are helping them to achieve their goals and dreams, and setting targets, and overcoming fears and stuff like that. So you become to get to know these people quite well, and not just the people themselves, but their families, their children, and their wives and husbands. And it becomes like a extended family in that sense. And when we do things together, we are just having so much fun. And I remember sometimes, when I come to a new area or come to meetings, and I can see that people are now really structured. They really take the business seriously, and they're really delivering the slides or all the facts about this products of the company or everything what they're doing. And it's really, wow, it's to the book completely. If it should rate you, you probably should get number 10, because you are doing like all the facts and figures. But there was missing the fun element for it. People were talking too much from their head. So if you talk from your heart, people need to see that how much fun you're having the business, how much enjoy you are having putting into this business. And when you talk from the heart, it is a totally different way. And the whole emotion comes differently and all that. So that's important factor as well. You don't have to be perfect in this business. You just have to have loads of fun. That's my key thing here. And what I mean by that is that don't take yourself too seriously, but of course be professional. But you're not in a popularity contest. It doesn't really matter what people are thinking. Those people that would like to join you in an adventure in a business like that, they will come. And I can promise you, if you are too serious, they're not going to join in that sense. But if people see that you have fun and you create massive energy, that attracts, energy attracts into that. And people get just like absorbed into that kind of energy. And whenever I am around talking about this business, I will always go and, the fun thing is here is that when you talk to somebody, you got to be interested in that person, okay? And if you show interest in that person, if I would ask you, for example, who is the most interesting person in your life and things like that, you'll say this and this and that. But basically, it's always yourself. Nobody loves you more than you in that sense. So you would love to talk about you. So what I do, I ask people to talk about themselves and who they are and what they're doing and things like that. And I can tell you, for example, I went on a road trip once and I stayed with a colleague of mine for a week. So I joined his gym because I love to go to the gym in the morning. That's why I'm all shiny now, because I just came from the gym. But I love to go to the gym, and we went in there. And after a week, everybody was like, saying hi to me. How are you, Kristjan? Good morning, Kristjan, and all that kind of stuff. And when I left the gym, and I'd been gone for about a week or so, these people were coming to my friend to say, hey, where's your friend from Iceland? Where's this guy, Kristjan? Where is he? And, he had been in the gym for a whole year and nobody knew his name in that sense. But I was there for a week and I knew everybody because I just love to talk to people. I love people. I love to get to know them. And when you ask people questions about themselves, their families, their occupation, their hobbies, they love to talk about it. And when you do that, people feel so, they feel in sort of like you care. And that's what I do. I care about people. And when you do that, you build up friendships because people want to be around people that care in that sense. And I just love that aspect of it. Another thing that I also want to do when I travel and I go to meetings or new areas, I love to do team building activities, which meaning like could be, something simple as going for a bowling, night, go out for a bowling night. Then it doesn't have to be competition, even though I'm always competing a little bit, but, just go out and have a fun night. It could be just go out to celebrate somebody's success, go out for a, quick bite or a drink, and I think that's, in our business, I personally sometimes feel, and I feel strongly about it, people take decisions not in the meetings, but in the social aspect of the business, because that's when they say, oh, I can be part of that. I can come and join this. And that's so important. So what I have done in my past 20 years in this business, I've put together, I don't know how many socials, how many barbecues, how many, gatherings, how many paintball trips, how many go-kart trips, how many team building activities. I just love to do that because that's where you get to know the people. And in some of these team building activities, I mean, a group of us, for example, went on a conference to Marbella. We did a team building day before. We were going through this canyon, and it was quite scary. We were jumping into this river from high cliffs and stuff like that. And some of these people were like terrified doing that. But being with them there, doing that, overcoming those fears, that's when you make these bonds, and that's when you really, make friendships and you overcome that. And at the end of the day, everybody were there for one aspect, having fun, enjoying themselves, doing something new. And that brings the aspect into the business. So when you think about a business like this, an opportunity, it's always bringing the fun together. And when you do that, just think of how much fun can I have today? People are going to be attracted to that. Because if you walk around, you're like, like this, nobody wants to be with you. But if you walk with a big smile on your face, you're always happy, you say good morning to everybody, that's where people go like, they want to attract to that. I used to go to another gym. I'm a member of a new gym here in my area, but I used to go to another gym. And I always went there 6:30 in the morning. Gym open 6:30. I was there maybe 6:20, 25. And when I came, there was like a queue of people. And we were two of me and my training buddy. And we walked in there. I would always say, good morning, beautiful people. And they looked at me like I was an alien or somebody really strange, what's wrong with this guy? And then after a while, it took me maybe 2 to 3 weeks to break these people in the sense of when I walked in, they started to say, good morning, handsome. Good morning, Mr. Positive. Good morning, guy. Something like that. And so people started to take part in that. So what am I doing? I'm just giving love. I'm just giving love and friendships and fun into people's life. And don't take yourself too seriously. There's enough of those people out there. You just need to have fun, enjoy it. And I do this in my new gym as well now. And I think my nickname there is Mr. Positive, just because I'm just talking to people. I had a friend that came over to look at my business, and I invited them to come to my office, which is the cafeteria in the gym I work out in. And they came there, and while they were sitting there, there was so many people walked past and I was like, hey, good morning, Kristjan. Hi, Kristjan. How are you, Kristjan? Hey, Kristjan. And he looked at me, he's like, you know everybody here? I'm like, yeah, pretty much, been working out there for 2 years now, and we're all friends and people like that. And that's what life is all about. get to know people. And when you get to know people, you make friendships, you have fun together, and that is priceless, guys. This is something you can't buy. Okay, something that's completely free is this. Put a smile in the face. Doesn't cost anything. When you do that, you're going to get people attracted to that energy that you create, because people want to get attracted to energy. So that's what's important. Something like that, Daniel, or where are we going with this?
That's awesome. So I mean, obviously you're incredibly outgoing, and you're so like people oriented. What about people that are a little bit shyer and like, or maybe not able to do this? Like, how can they start to become more of that person?
Start by looking into people's eyes and say good morning, and see what happens, and start to make eye contact. And it's quite funny when you say it, because I was actually coaching a person. It was like they almost walked looking at their shoes. They were like, oh, I don't want to talk to anybody. So I was like, just start by making eye contact. Just start by doing that. So we went downtown in the area where we live, and we started to walk around, and I said, I want you to make eye contact with 10 people now and just smile. Only thing they did. And that was difficult for that person, but they did that. So we did that. That took a little while. Then I said, okay, now I want you to make eye contact and say good morning. Okay. And they did that, and they overcame the fear. In the end of the day, Daniel, what was amazing, that person was walking up to completely strangers and asking them all kind of different questions. And they stepped so much out of their comfort zone. And you know what? Something they said after the day? They were like, Kristjan, thank you. This has been one of my best days of my life. I was terrified in the morning. I was almost going to call you and tell you I was sick. I couldn't come or something like that. But I've had the best time of my life, because people like connections. They like to get, knowing they are important and things like that. So when you give people that gift of making them feel special, people are going to be drawn to that. So yes, I do understand that some people are a little bit shy, and that was me. Honestly, I was like that when I started in this industry. But it's about pushing yourself a little bit out of the comfort zone. If you don't do that, you're not ever going to grow. So that's, just start by making a little eye contact, just a little smile, and that's it. And then maybe say good morning. What you could also start to do is to take your watch off and just go and say, excuse me, can you tell me what the time is? And people will stop and answer, and that is breaking that fear of contacting a stranger, for example. But our business, it doesn't have to be about contacting strangers, because I look at everybody around me. That's just in my head. Every single person I see is just a friend I haven't met yet. How amazing is that? And I have, honestly, Daniel, in these 20 years, I have some amazing friendship all over the world, and that is something you can't buy with any money. That is something you build up together with respect and friends for life, and people are drawn into that energy and positivity, and that's what life is all about.
Amazing. I mean, that's something that I really took out of this conference that we recently went to in Marbella, was just our friendships that with so many people that we built in this business.
100%.
Tell me like how big a part do you think that is to having success in our industry as well?
I think it plays a massive role, because I have seen people come into our industry, and I actually have people in my own organization that joined in a similar time that I joined, but they stay at the very low level in our conversation plan or in our structure, because they don't have the same massive dreams or goal like somebody else, but they just want to be part of a team, they're part of a family. And when people come into that energy and that fun factor, they feel part of something. And they love coming to these meetings, they love coming to the local meetings, and they just love, talking about our opportunity once in a while, but they're not driven to massive success. And that's fine, because every single person out there can find a home within our company, within our opportunity. And that's the best thing, because not everybody wants to be massively successful and all that, but some people really want to, but they're scared. And when we have a home for everybody, and making these friendships, that's what helps us, because our industry, it's a tough industry, if I'm honest with you, but if I'm also really honest with you, it's much easier than traditional business, because I've been in both. But when you have those friendships, and you have that sort of like, you can be accountable to somebody, or you can have that bouncing energy back and forward of somebody, that's priceless. And we for example, here in where I live, we have WhatsApp groups and we have Facebook groups where we are like coming in, sharing our success and failures and everything. And you know, if somebody has a bad day, we all go in like and team up and cheer that person up, and that person goes way. You know, for example, yesterday there was a girl in our team that sort of did her first ever live presentation on the internet. She has never done that before, and she was so, you know, stressed out about it. She did it, and we all came like, way, you did so well. And she was like, woohoo, you know, now she's ready for the next one and all that kind of stuff. And it's the same thing. Like when you have to understand it. When you see a little child that is crawling, you know, that child looks up and sees all these grown-ups walking. So that child wants to stand up and they want to start walking as well. But they're failing again. And what do we do when, you know, you have children, Daniel, I have children. What did you do when you saw your child take the first step? Where's the camera? Where's the camera? You want to take photos, you know, and then they take one step and the parents goes, they go bananas, you know, the child goes, whoa, I want to do more of that. You know, so they want to take another step, and all that kind of stuff like that. And finally, the child is just going to run around because they have so much fun. And that's what it's all about, you know, and that's the same with our industry. When somebody's doing something for the first time, we all come together, we cheer for that person, we help that person, and that the person, you know, when they're having these small successes, they come and go like, wow, we all cheer for them. Oh, I want to do more of that, because that's what, you know, helping people, encouraging people, and that comes with friendship and energy, and that's the most powerful thing ever.
That's awesome. Brilliant. No, thank you so much for this. My biggest takeaway today is obviously that you just take off your watch and go ask everybody for what time it is, right? But I will hopefully have you back on here sometime in the future, where I'm going to ask you lots of other questions, because it's just so much fun hanging around you and just learning from everything you've done and just all the success you've had. So thank you again, Kristjan, for your time here today. And
no problem. Thank you so much for having me on the call. I'm grateful and honored for it, my friends. Take care of your life and have lots of fun.
All right.
Take care.